The common notion of product managers is that they are the CEO of the product. What if I told you I disagree? Product managers don't have anyone reporting to them. We can't command the team to build something. What product managers must actually do is influence the cross-functional product team to build the products that will have the highest customer impact. And so what does that mean for the product managers that watch this channel? What skills can you learn to be great product managers and ship awesome products? Well, I'm going to give you five. Five basic product management skills that are actually secrets that everyone should know. Well, hey, my name's Aakash. I have a decade of product management experience. I'm a Harvard MBA grad and angel invest in startups too. Subscribe for ways that you can level up your product management skills and career. So let's get to PMing. Number one of the first important tips I want to give you is build empathy for your customer. The best example for me is we had designed an onboarding flow with detailed instructions on each page, telling the user which button they should be clicking on for the best path for them. And I loved it because it assumed an engaged customer. But users weren't reading any of it. They were just ignoring all the text and clicking on the button that they thought was the next button. It ended up causing a lot of issues where users were going into paths that weren't meant for them without a way for them to go back. Don't assume that your users will be as invested in the product as you are. Build your UX flows by taking into account the minimum context that users will be coming in with and focus on the problem that needs to be solved. So I changed the entire flow and just assumed one path. It started off as 7 screens and we brought it down to just 2. What that means is that you are respecting your customer's time by not making them read through a bunch of instructions and become an expert to just use your product. Speaking of respecting audiences, my next point is come in with strong opinions, loosely held. Always go into discussions with your team with strong opinions that are based on research and customer empathy. But keep in mind that you're a generalist and not an expert in the technical trade-offs or design language. So you need to be open to changing your decision based on new information that's presented to you by the team. Instead of focusing on always being right, focus on getting to the right decisions. You will develop a reputation for getting to the right outcomes based on your collective team's inputs. That's why I insist that every meeting invite comes with the right background material and have the correct people present to make decisions. Being product managers, we have to give up on our egos and build the leadership to take the product forward based on the team's inputs. One of the easiest ways to ensure that the team is comfortable bringing their thoughts and opinions to you, especially when the team is large, is amplify the success of others. All great product managers know that their success is measured by the success of their team. And so whenever there's an opportunity to talk about your team's wins, develop the story that you want to tell. Because the more often your stakeholders hear about your team's wins, the better their perception of your leadership of the product team will be. So how do you do it properly? Set up a Slack channel to celebrate wins, big and small. Forward examples of great work to team members as managers. Present case studies on successful projects at stakeholder meetings and add wins to every email update that you send out. That little bit of consistent effort helps make stakeholder alignment so much smoother. Now, speaking of team motivation, I want to talk to you about the most important way to keep your team motivated to build towards your product vision. Remind everyone about their part in the overall mission. You are constantly seeing the big picture, speaking to various different parts of the organization and market. But the team members around you are spending all of their time focused on their specific part. This can lead to tunnel vision. The reason it's so important for them to remember the overall mission is so they can take micro decisions in favor of that infinite goal. And so they can stay motivated knowing how their specific part is contributing to making the customer's lives easier. You don't have the bandwidth or frankly the expertise to make every single small decision. Include the mission statement at the top of every document that you write. Talk about it in kickoff meetings and keep it at the top of all roadmap slides. The way to ensure that everyone is rowing in the same direction is to constantly remind them what that direction is. Now, This is the most important aspect of product management that every single person needs to understand. What's important is that you learn to say no, prioritize ruthlessly, and only take on new projects once the timelines, expectations, and impact to other projects is clear. Your engineering team will hate you if you keep committing new features or bug fixes to customers without highlighting and identifying the roadmap items that will be pushed out as a result. Even the smallest of features requires design, building, testing, release, deployment, and a bunch of tasks that go around the actual writing of code. So don't assume that any feature is small enough to add to your current sprint without having an impact. Whenever you're asked to do something new, ask where it should lie on your current priority list and communicate back to all stakeholders what the new priority stack ranking is. Time and effort are not limitless resources for you and your team. My philosophy for many things in life is to underpromise and overdeliver. Learning to say no to customers, sales, support, and even leadership has been one of the hardest but most important skills that I have built up over the years. This is still a young channel, so let me know what you want to watch and what topics you want me to cover so I can prioritize things correctly. You should watch this video if you want to build a great partnership with your design team.